And we're live. Welcome back to another Thursday night jam with RCJesus and SASquatch. I'm Nick, aka RCJesus. This is Chris from Scale Audio Solutions, aka SASquatch. Tonight we'll be unboxing my Reef's RC XP10 Founders Edition. It was a limited edition comp crawler that he's going to do more of, but the Founders Edition has some special things they only did 250 of, as I recall. Dylan, go lay down. So we'll check that out. I got it back in late December, early January. I think it was late December, right before Christmas. And opened it up and took it out for 30 seconds or a minute to get a few pictures and put it back away. So I'm curious to see it a little more in detail in person too. What it's got, what it comes with, anything extra it has. It does come in a sick case. You got anything going on tonight, Chris?
Nope.
No, just chilling.
I haven't even been out in my shed really lately. I've been too
Right.
busy with stuff.
I've been crazy busy doing shit around here too and got a long day tomorrow and stuff. So it'll probably be a shorter one tonight, half hour. We'll just go over this and take it easy and get some good rest for big day tomorrow and weekend. Um, so it comes in a super fancy box, but it is limited, numbered. I think that's the number of this kit. These have all been sold out for quite a while. I don't think the standard XP10 version is available yet, but it may be. I could be wrong. But it does have a nice badass case. So comes bubble wrap to protect it. Uh, and it's much like a radio case, gun case, things like that. And it is labeled. If I can get where you can see it. The light's refracting and a little weird, but XP10, and it specifically says XP10 Founders Edition, and then you can choose what's labeled on it. Mine just says RCJesus, and it's 2025-10, which I think was the part number. Mine's number 178. Like I said, really nice, durable, heavy case, typical of most radio cases and things of that nature. Get it open, and before it really open, we'll check out what's
Oh
here.
yeah. Tommy says he hasn't opened his yet, so
Right? It's like, I'll get to it when I get to it. I didn't know if Tommy got one or not. So here's the stickers, some labels. I don't really want to open this yet and get it out. Looks like, well, we'll check it out. There's a manual and whatnot in here. Of course, I don't have my knife on me, so I got to open it all ham-fisted, which I hate doing, but so be it. Oh, yeah, quite the in-depth manual. I'm being facetious. It's literally 3 printed pages of parts explosion, which
nice.
I mean, that's all you need. Yep, they're all the same format. So
It says
there's 3
Stacy.
pages.
Stacy got one too, and she opened hers already.
Oh wow, you guys both got them? Ballers. God damn. I would spend for one. I'm not spending for two. Um, because these weren't outrageously expensive, but they were by no means cheap either. So just a simple little sticker sheet. It's got the plug body on it, so you get the plug stickers, XP10, and Reefs. And that's all there is to it. Very simple. Where you can't see them, of course, it's a bunch of white versions that aren't showing up on camera with the light. I'm guessing this is paint mask for the body. Yep, there's your window mask and all that stuff for the body it comes with. And here's, oh yeah, I shouldn't probably be showing you guys this. But it comes with a special 20% off code thing. So you can get all kinds of stuff 20% off if you bought the Founders Edition. I don't think that's going to come in the standard one. I think that was just the Founders Edition deal. Let me get these put away back in here. Like the Gary Busey helmet protector. All right, Roy. Okay. And so when you open it, it's covered by the stickers, but you do get a little teaser. And it's all nice, good, soft, thick foam. As you can see, pretty good. And then, There it is, all ready to go. I gotta say, I was hoping it would come as a kit because I am an old school kit guy. Although it being a roll or a slider will ensure that it's probably built in the next 6 months to a year as opposed to the next 10 years. But I always prefer kits. But so be it. It is what it is. So let's check it out. This is it. Like I said, I haven't touched it. So this is exactly how it comes out of the box. Body's already mounted. It's got loads of brass. It's even got little foam pieces to go there on the end of the axle shafts, front and rear. It is portals, front and rear. Not something I ever use because I'm a scale guy, but obviously this is not a scale rig by any means. I don't own any comp crawler rigs, so I figured the reason I bought it, Reef's been a friend for a long time. I always like his stuff. It's always top shelf. I always like to help support him. So I wanted to do it for that reason. Number two, it's limited. I always have fun getting limited shit. It's just cool to have it. And third, I didn't have any kind of a hardcore comp crawler. And it's not something I'm big into, but I wouldn't mind having one. And if you're gonna get a hardcore comp crawler, you might as well get one built, ready to go, nice, good components out of the box. So it's got the Reef's tranny in there and brass all on the front for the portals and everything. And it is stout. It is definitely probably 60-70% front weight bias at least. It's got the Reef shocks on, of course. Oh man, and those are smooth as shit. I actually haven't used a set of these yet. Those are nice, man. Holy shit. Wow. And it's been sitting in the box since it was built, and no oil leaking, no issues like that. Brass servo horn, even a little brass winch fear lead in there. It looks like it is all carbon fiber and metal, aside from a few little pieces like this cross member and a couple other little things in there. Heavy duty CVD-ish style drive shafts on it. Hard to get an angle, and they even have what, 103 millimeter and 56 millimeter Reef shafts. So they tell you the length on them, which is handy. And then of course the back body is bolted on, 3 screws, boom, boom, boom. The clearance is pretty damn flat and clear. The rear links are getting clear. It should be a lot of fun. This is the kind of rig I'm probably literally going to use once a year, maybe. But when I use it, should be a good time. I'm thinking if Proline by the Fire continues, if a certain company doesn't go bankrupt and that doesn't go down the trash with them, which I think is coming sooner than later, and Proline by the Fire continues, this will probably be a rig that's the one time a year I'll bring it out there and use it on those West Coast cheater sandpaper rocks and have some fun running crazy lines and driving up vertical and getting together with my other buddies that have them and running them like we do with the Rippers. So it'll probably just be Rippers and XP10s that I bring to Proline as far as crawlers go. You need everything else, of course. I'm going to need a motor. I don't see a pinion so far. It doesn't really seem to come with anything else. It looks like that's what you get. So I don't see a pinion, which doesn't really surprise me because people are going to want different KVs and different gearings. I thought there may be a standard pinion in here. Let's check under the top, make sure there's nothing hidden. Oh, the keys for it are hidden under the foam on the top, along with the silica packet. Keep it dry. But that is it. So I will have to figure out what gearing I want for it. Do the math for that. I will probably go with a Holmes Outrunner on this. I think I can clear one pretty easily. It looks like a little battery. I'll probably go with a little 3S, like a 2700. I will do probably a Crawlmaster BL Holmes ESC, but I might do a Hobby Wing or a Tekin or Castle or something. We'll see. It is front steer only, but it does have front and rear winch mounts. So we'll probably do brass winch in the front with a brass servo in the front and a standard aluminum and steel winch servo in the back to keep the weight bias as it is. I can't get over these shocks, man. These shocks are nice. I have a couple pairs in bags that I just haven't used yet, but they are definitely slick. The articulation looks like should be good. I've seen loads of videos of people running these. They look like they do really well and are a lot of fun. So there it is. Very nicely done. I'm not sure I guess this must be for if you want to change the body, but we've got a second post screw with the twist on body mount back here. Maybe that's for a spare tire. I don't know. I'll ask Reef. Oh, and here's your XP10F with the model number and your personal number and all that stuff. And yeah, I guess that's what there is to her. This goes on. There's two holes in the back here, and then there's two pins right there, and then of course on this side. So pretty nifty little mount. How it's gonna hold up, I don't know. I have seen some people having to beef theirs up because they're cracking the bodies out, which doesn't surprise me. It's a pretty standard thickness Lexan. Man, it's kind of a bitch to get this back in though. So we'll see how that does. Again, as much as I'm going to use this, I'll probably never have to worry about it. God damn. They were not fucking around when they drilled this for tolerances. There we go. It is a bit tight. I will probably ream these holes out another half a millimeter. Because they've got them like dead nuts to what you need, no wiggle room. And it's kind of a fucking headache to take this body on and off. Well, put it back on. Holy shit. Yeah, I give up. I will be modifying that because it's a bit stupid right now. But that's half a second with a reamer. Done. I just noticed he's even got a little gas cap. You probably won't be able to see. Yeah, you can. On the box on the back. That's nifty. Little scale detail, even though this is far from a scale rig. It looks like it's modeled a lot after like an old Power Wagon or something of the like, but of course, it's got an extended cab added to it and all kinds of stuff. Tons of tire clearance. The age-old question, you gonna wheel it or shelf queen? Yeah, as I said, Roy, it'll spend most of its life as a shelf queen, but it won't be just a shelf queen. It will get wheeled. Like I said, I'll do a Holmes Outrunner motor, not sure on the ESC, Reef servos. I will probably do Reefs or Vanquish wheels, and then either J Concepts or Reefs tires, one of the two probably. I really like the J Concepts tires. They seem to perform better than anything out there. But as a scale guy, I never run them because they're not a true to scale tire. But this is far from scale. It doesn't need scale tires. So some of those sick J Concept tires may be a good home for this. He's probably not even going to finish building it. Rob, when you catch up to how many RCs I've built in my lifetime, you will have been dead for 50 years. I've built 5,000 to 10,000 RCs. So don't worry about it. I always laugh when people talk shit. I've built more RCs than 99.99% of the world can ever imagine, fathom building in their lifetime. So yeah, I don't build them all the time anymore. Been there, done that for 38 years, guys. And if you can even come close to the amount I've built, touche, but I know none of you can. So yeah, that's where it's at. I think I'm gonna Bradley Fine Line Designs is doing the cool paint jobs for these. So I may send this off to him and have him do it. I may have my buddy Dwayne do it. Not sure yet, and just have him do his take on it. We'll see. Yeah, from what I've seen, Mr. Foam Freak, everyone I've seen run them, those tires stick and work like damn champions. So yeah, everything's built as it should be. Plastic rod ends, which I know is common. I may end up switching those out someday to metal, but I will wait until it's been used enough for them to whop out. I always run metals because I can put metal on and I never have to dick with rod ends for 10 years plus after that. The metal ones or the plastics, It depends on the plastic. Axials were the worst. Like one day out with axials, and you could have like a 1/8 inch, 16th of an inch movement on them. They'd get whopped out bad. Traxxas hold up okay. Enough. Get your tire, go entertain yourself. So we'll see, but it's probably going to stay just as is. I'm assuming everything is Loctited and whatnot, and I don't have to take this all apart and re-Loctite it all, which kind of defeats the purpose of an RTR. The build quality on it seems really nice. Everything works really smoothly and really well. So we shall see, I guess. I'll ask around and see what if I notice anything in the groups, because there are groups for these. So yeah, quick and simple. I guess that's all there is to it. Ideally, this will probably shut up. This will be ready for the next pro line, hopefully. Oh, maybe that's the trick. Does it go over this? No, it's gotta be inboard.
Rob
Yeah.
was talking about surfboards he made for the release of that thing.
I don't think I saw those ones. I saw a bunch of the sick ones you've done lately. Charity ones for I can't remember what for. It was like Frankenstein, a bunch of cool ones, and some of the other shit. I didn't even know about your group page until just like a month ago, so I followed it. I've seen the badass shit you're posting there, and then of course I've seen what people have on their rigs at Beat the Creek and shit like that you've done. But I don't think I saw the Reefs ones where what was the theme for them? Christmas, I would assume, if it was for the Christmas party for the release. I don't know. Rob builds sick ass scale surfboards. If you've not seen them, God, I haven't seen the page enough to know. It's squirrels something. Post it up, Rob. I can't remember what. Squirrels surfboards or some. It's like 4 or 5 words long. Yeah, send me the pics. That'll be cool. Squirrels original. That's right. That's right. And the detail work on the paint jobs and the surfboards and stuff is fucking dope. Like if you want one for a shop wall decoration or to put on your rig, stuff like that, you won't be disappointed. They look just as good in real life as they do on Facebook and in pictures. Anyone else got anything? Nope, looks like that's it. Like I said, we're gonna make it a quick night anyway, so if it is only a half hour, I'm all right with that. But I haven't used these axles yet. There's a lot of new stuff Reef has come out with the past 6 months to a year on here that I haven't gotten a chance to use yet. And so far, like, man, everything is butter smooth, really tight tolerances, which is what I expected. That's what I know from Reef and how stuff is designed and assembled. But these axles turn nice and smooth through the tranny, shaft, everything on this is dope. This should be a lot of fun to run on the occasions I run it. Oh, is that what the gunshot was? Let's see if I can show them off here. There they are. Oh yeah, those are dope. Yeah, I'm gonna have to blow them up. I'll just pick one and blow it up. Come on.
Oh, it's got the Reefs logo with the
There we
bags.
go.
Oh
You
yeah,
can see a little better. It's
those
still
are
does
rad.
no justice from the phone to the camera, but he did 4 of them. They all look great. They've got like the one of them has the factory style, if you would call it box art, even though there is no real box art for this on it, style, and 3 different ones. They look dope. So yeah, there we go. It looks like it's 80% aluminum and brass, 15% carbon fiber, 5% plastic. So that's about the build makeup it appears to be here. All the hardware is stainless, not black oxide, so you're not going to worry about it rusting. I personally generally am not a fan of stainless because it shears too easy. Stainless, you can hit something and shear the head off it a lot easier than you can black oxide. I haven't seen anyone having those troubles with these, and usually that's just a race car thing because they take a lot harder impacts. This, if you're rolling it down rocks or something, maybe, but it looks good. And yeah, they're stainless, they're not titanium, it doesn't look like. And I see 2 little wiper mount molds on here, but I don't see any wipers. but you never know. I'll dig through and see. Maybe that's something they were gonna do and then didn't end up releasing because making the molds and having them done was cost prohibitive or something. I don't know. But yeah, I'm impressed. Oh no, my second portals. One of my VS410s, the Ultra, has portals. But this is only my second rig with portals. So, but again, I'll allow it because it's not a scale rig. You know, nothing about this is scale. This kind of stuff actually is reminding me a lot of like 15 to 20 years ago building crawlers when it was all stick chassis and crazy shit and people climbing pretty much vertical walls and crazy overhangs. And that's what crawling was before the scale side really picked up. There were some people building stuff out of Tamiya's and whatnot on the scale side, but it was a little portion. Everyone was building crazy comp shit with tiny little bodies and nuts stuff. And now that's what's become popular again the past couple of years. Your first set of portals, eh, Tommy? Popping your cherry. All right. Yeah, I was thinking it's my first, but it's my second. My VS410 Ultra has portals. But that's gonna get tractor themed as well. So that will have portal in the front, and then I'll have to figure out the gearing to do a solid axle in the rear. So I can make it look like an old tractor, you know, where the front axle drops and then comes out. And then of course the rear axle is just straight across the whole frame and tranny housing and everything's in there. But I haven't actually driven. I don't think I've ever driven anything portals. Have you, Chris?
Yeah, well, not a 10 scale. I've got a 24 scale with portals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think I've actually ever even driven anything with
Oh
portals.
no, my Capra. My Capra's got portals.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
That's a portal rig.
Yeah. And I think the Helimon's got portals too.
Yeah.
Because I got a Helimon too. Can't remember if the
God, I
Helimon.
gotta think. I
I'm looking it up
can't
right now.
remember on that now because I don't own one. It's new enough. I haven't messed with them enough.
Uh,
Yes, reverse mullet. Because if I did portal on the rear, solid in the front, it wouldn't match the tractor theme, you know? Because it'll
yeah,
all
Helimon. Helimon's
yeah,
got portals too. Yeah.
yeah, with the cutting brake and all that crazy shit that's on that
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, because to make it like a tractor, I gotta have portal in the front, make it look right, and that's the goal. That one will be Ford themed because I've got International, I've got Alice Chalmer, and then I need the Ford Blue tractors because we ran Internationals mostly, some Alice and some Ford on the farm. So those are the three I'm doing. And I love my the Origin, the Pro, the Viet 410 Pro. Alice and Chalmer Land, that's a fun one. But yeah, I think most people, if I think you're correct, Rob, I think most people do a portal in the rear and a solid in the front if they're not portals all around. But we all know I'm not most people. I do things weird. So I got to do what works for me and my goals. Fuck what the mainstream does. Enough. Get your tire and go entertain yourself, please. I'll be done shortly, buddy. It's a short night. Relax. Yeah, I see that nub going. I see that nub going. I'm still really blown away with the shocks. I'm glad I
Yeah.
pilfered a couple sets before I closed the shop because these are like the smoothest fucking shocks I've ever felt in my life. They work amazing. Pro lines tend to do pretty well for me, but those seem even above and beyond. But again, I'm sure they're making them in much smaller batches, so you can have a lot tighter quality control and whatnot when you're making 1,000, 5,000 of something at a time versus 10 or 20,000. But yeah, I like it. It doesn't fit my typical rigs, but it's okay. You got to mix it up and have different shit. They're not filled. They sure feel like they're filled.
Wow. If they're that smooth without oil, that's nuts.
Yeah, if they're not filled and work like this, holy shit.
Nope.
Oh
It's
my
just
God, they
filled.
aren't filled. Wow. And that,
Wow.
yeah, that's gonna be ridiculous once I put some like 40 or 60 weight in there.
Have you tried any of the K&K shocks yet? The Mike's doing? I haven't got any of those yet.
I have not used any of those yet.
Yeah, I've
Those
heard good
should be
things about
pretty
those.
nice. Mike
Yeah,
usually he doesn't fuck around, so I'm sure they
yeah,
went through plenty of testing and made sure they got them right. I just
mhm.
don't use them, and those have all the cool setups where you can mount it like
Yeah, like
different
side
things.
mounting and all kinds of
He
crazy
got
stuff.
really creative with the design on those. It was neat.
I've been meaning to pick up a set of those and haven't yet.
Yeah. Well, that just really blows my mind that these aren't even filled with oil yet. As slow and smooth as they're without oil, I might only need like 25 or 30 weight in them. Usually in
Yeah, you don't
college,
need
I'm
to.
on like 40 to 80, but
You're gonna need some really light oil in those.
uh, the K&K Boss shocks are awesome. I use them on my comp rigs,
Nice.
phenomenal units. I figured they would be.
Yeah.
Um, and Kirby makes sure stuff's built right.
Mhm.
Uh,
I think he
that's
R&D'd those for a long time
another
too.
great company. I like Mike. He's a good friend. Another great company I like to support and buy stuff from. The wheels that they did were amazing. They're not K&Ks anymore. RCJesus bought that line from K&K, but I built a set of those when he first did them, and they were beautiful, man. Super well machined, went together really smoothly. Nice. So I'll have to try some of the K&K Boss shocks too. So yeah, so far it looks like I'm gonna love this thing. I just definitely need to ream the hole on these mount holes a little more. Either that or I'm missing something and being obtuse and an idiot, which is always possible. That up there, maybe that's the trick. I just kind of got to square it and push down. That seemed better. And it may be one of those things once you figure out the trick and do it a few times, it's like, oh, this is easy. Okay. You just got to get it just right. I do like the twist on single body mount and the way that works. So if you need to take it off, you've only got one. But the way it's designed and with the way the battery mount is, I think you can slide the battery in and out because it's right there on the
Oh
front.
yeah, right up
I think you
front.
can slide it right in and out with the axle droop. Now, then again, once I stuff a winch up here and a servo down here, that may make that not doable. But we'll wait and see.
Well,
I
Tommy, he's got
have
to get his printer working first, Tommy.
I have servos and all that. I need to print the back cab all support. Yeah, well, that will probably go down pretty soon here. I got a handful of buddies coming down at the end of March, and a couple of them are into printing and stuff like that. So when they're here, we'll probably get some shit fired up and going and bust it out and knock the dust off it after it's been sitting for 14, 15 months, whatever, since I bought it.
It's gonna take an hour for it to do updates before you can print.
That's all right. We'll find a way to have fun for that hour, trust me.
Oh,
But yeah, we're gonna start work on the RCEC South course. I'll probably have them help me go through RC shit and organize it and whatnot and see if any of them want to buy anything while they're here. So maybe I can put
reminds me, I'm supposed to get my new
money in
printer.
my pocket and get rid. Yeah, Gilbert's doing a lot of cool print shit. Last year and a half, 2 years or more now. I guess it's been he's really been printing a lot. Yeah, I know Gilbert is doing Knight's custom printing too with
There's
James,
all that stuff. Yeah,
like you did for a while.
I did it for like a month.
Yeah, and then if you're not getting orders for it, what's the point?
Right, right.
But yeah, a lot of new stuff here to me. I really do like that it comes with the case. Now that I think about it, are you going to be able to use the case once it has wheels on it? Let's see here. You probably will be able to. You'll probably just have to.
Cut the foam.
Yeah, well, it's going to make it taller though. Nope. You'll have to take the wheels off, I think, to use the case properly. Yeah, because it's already like when I set it down, there's a little bit of push there, which is good because it's not enough that it's going to crush the top with Lexan or anything, but
Is
it'll
there
keep
room
it
to
nice and
is there
secure.
room to put the tires in there off the rig? Like just to take them off and store them?
Yeah, you could do some trimming to the foam on the side, like on the edges.
He says Reef's put it in his case with the tires on.
Really?
I wonder if
Okay.
he took those foam pieces off the edge out.
Yeah, he would have had to modify the foam or just took all the extra foam out.
Yeah.
Well, let's see. Oh, yeah, you could, because when it's sitting in here, it's a full droop.
Oh,
So
yeah.
if you put tires on it, it would fit, and then the suspension would just be a full compression instead of full droop.
Yeah.
Yep. So yeah, and I suppose it depends on what size tires you put on it, right? If you got some really tall, fat tires that are all crazy, maybe not. If you got shorter, skinnier, it's probably easy, and then in between. I don't think I'm going to continue to use these. Uh,
Oh.
it looks like I was gonna say I already lost one somehow, but it rolled over here. Put this paperwork and stickers back. Um, and my hot piece goes. So, and voila, back in its home for at least several months, probably. I've got too many big boy full size car and truck projects to deal with for the next little while. And I'm sure Reef is using, well, he's got two sets of tires out now, doesn't he, Tommy? I think. I really haven't been paying much attention to everything coming out the past 6 months, 4 months, but I know he had one set for a long time. I think he's got two now, at least, maybe three. He's coming out with shit like mad. There was 1 month, like 5 new products dropped. So who knows? But yeah, I guess that's about it. We can make it a short one tonight, unless anyone has anything else to add. Um, Fortunately, I have pretty much all the components for it: receiver, motor. Um, I've got actually, I'll probably go with Vanquish wheels on it because I have like 10 sets of Vanquish wheels because I bought a shit ton I wanted and knew I would use on projects for the coming years before I closed the shop when I was still buying shit at wholesale. I prepared. So 4 sets of 1.9 and one of 2.2. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really into training wheels. I don't know if I could go with 2.2s. I would probably just stick with 1.9s. But the videos I've seen of it look impressive. And the place like Proline on Apple Mountain there at the park is perfect for it. So that's probably where it'll get used. Um, and you never know if I built the TTC course here with it like we are soon. It'll probably be a fun rig to just walk that course real quick because that's obviously going to be designed for difficulty but scale. So this thing, I'd probably just get bored and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna go run a pack for 15 minutes and just do the whole course," because I doubt it's gonna have any issues.
Yeah.
It
We'll see
seems
how it
pretty
goes.
capable. Um, as usual, no idea what we might get into next week. Who knows? When Chris and Rob and Nick and everybody are down that week in March, third week in March, we'll probably do a crazy one with everybody. Blake will be here, Metal Masher. So we'll probably just do a lunatic video of all of us on, and it will be nothing but a shit show of pure shenanigans.
Oh, sure.
But that's 3 weeks out. So in the meantime, I don't know what we'll do. I know I've got a million projects to do around here, and I'm going to be busy as shit. I really need to start getting on my fence repair because I've got probably a mile legitimately of fencing around the property with the different pastures and everything. And about 40 boards probably need replacing. So I got a lot of sledgehammering off, screwing screws out, painting, screwing back on, all that shit to do. J20 work. Bronco, I really want to get the fuel system back at Bronco and have that running. The J20 clutch, something fucked up on me, so I'm working on that tomorrow. My daughter's school has a big steep come down, and then I immediately make a right. And I think when it did that, one of a trans mount or a body mount or an engine mount or something that's 41 years old popped or shifted and didn't like it because all of a sudden I had no clutch.
Oh,
Now,
shit.
thankfully, I'm old school. I know how to rev match and whatnot. I could still drive at home, no problem. I pulled over, of course, and saw there's nothing blatantly obvious, nothing I could just tweak or put back together, something that came apart. So I just rev matched, drove it all the way home, but I haven't had time to dig into it yet. So tomorrow, my buddy's coming over and he's going to help me clean and organize the shop and get the big blocks onto the engine stands and all that kind of shit. So big heavy stuff I've got an extra set of hands for. If something falls on my foot and crushes it and I'm stuck under it, someone can lift it off me and take me in a hot bowl, all that kind of shit. So once we get that done, we're gonna do some inspecting on the J20 to see what it is. I think it's gonna be simple. Yes, oh good Lord, Mr. Phone Freak. Right. Uh yeah, it's Roscosh, Branham, both of them. And a Metal Masher. Nick Kessler, I don't think you know. He's Massachusetts. He's a masshole. And then me. So it's going to be a shit show between the five of us. I mean, Blake is straight and level and shit, but still knows how to have a good time. But the other three of us, plus me, it's going to be crazy. And yes, Tommy, it ended up being Trail Venture weekend that everyone can make it. Everyone just kind of wants to hang around here and shoot the shit and work on courses and have fun and eat and drink and maybe run around and do some shit. I'm gonna see if I can convince everybody to come up with me on Saturday. Maybe we can pop up there for 3 or 4 hours and say hi to everybody and hang out for a bit and check it out and whatnot. I'm bummed. I really wanted to do that weekend. It looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. But at the same time, I'm not bummed because a bunch of my friends I haven't seen in 9 months to 2 years or more are coming down to the house, and it's going to be a great time of RC and chaos and shooting guns, and I'm sure working on full-size stuff and just hanging out. So I'm bummed that plans changed on me from when everyone could make it down. And this just kind of spiraled to originally Blake said, oh, yeah, I want to come down and help work on the RC CTTC track. Well, I'll do that like end of February. I'm like, good timing. It's dry, it's cool, nice out, dirt's easy to manage. Well, then the Trail Venture thing came up. And he's like, I want to come down for Trail Venture, actually. We'll hang out that week and do that weekend. Well, now he doesn't really feel like comping all weekend. He'd still rather work on the course and a bunch of shit like that. And then Kessler ended up getting roped in. And then I roped Rob and Chris in a week and a half ago, whatever it was now, and they're down. So it just keeps kind of growing. And again, it sucks. You guys should head down maybe the night before and stop in here and go up Friday, get your late Thursday night, hang out for a bit on Friday, and then head up there to set up Friday night and get camped and then be ready to go Saturday morning, Tommy. That would work good. You got the camper. You can just pull in and sleep here for the night because the house is going to be fairly full. 5 dudes deep in here. Like, I was telling my daughter, the spare bedroom is still full of her shit. Right. I've been having her cleaning and organizing stuff and whatever, but we're so busy with school and everything else all the time. And I don't want to be a slave driver all weekend doing stuff. I like to play games and hang out and go places with her. So I told her, I'm like, well, the next couple of weeks, kid, your ass is gonna be in that room cranking, organizing, getting space for at least 2 dudes to sleep in there. Because I got one couch, no air mattresses, but I can always buy some or they can bring them. They're driving. Kessler's flying, but the rest are driving. And go from there. So yeah, unfortunately, over the last week is so it's morphed into we were supposed to be doing Trail Venture. And then, because originally I was going Trail Venture by myself, then Blake changed his mind, then everyone else, that was the time they could make it anyways. And so it just morphed into that. So stop by Thursday night, Tommy and Stacy, after, head out from work. If you get here at midnight or something, it doesn't matter. We'll be awake. Hang out a bit Friday, go up there Friday afternoon or evening, and then hopefully I'll be able to load them all up. We'll load up in a couple vehicles or something and go up for Saturday for a little bit to say hi to everybody. Because I definitely want to see Corey and at least 1 or 2 other people I know that are supposed to be there, like you guys and a couple others. I'm not sure who all's coming. I really haven't seen a lot of people posting about it, whether they are or aren't. But I know there's at least 4 or 5 people there I haven't seen in a while. I want to know what. So that is that. So we will either probably cancel the show that week or it will be a crazy show. One of the two. It'll probably just end up being a crazy show, but that's all right. It'll be a good group to have on. And the Peasant Nationals. That's hilarious. Oh man. Yep, the scale nats for Pezza there. Crazy show will be fun, Mr. Phone Freak says. That's probably what'll happen. I gotta buy a bunch of goddamn tomahawks. Because that's an old tradition from East Coast Scale Challenge. Not like scalp you tomahawks, but like steak tomahawks. And then we'll cook them on the fire and eat hand steaks. That was always an RC or an ECSC tradition. That was a good time. Cooking some tomahawks and just grabbing it and eating it like a caveman around the fire. Good times. With a drink in hand. So yeah, big old fucking steaks. Exactly. Like $40 a steaks. It's gonna be an expensive meal, but it'll be worth it. They're all good buddies. So I guess if no one else has anything, I think I got everything covered and wrapped up that I was thinking of doing. I know Chris didn't have much going on. I think he's done and ready to go. So we will probably call it tonight on an early one. And then who the fuck knows what'll happen next week, as usual. We'll figure something out to do, or we'll have a dance or a meeting or something we have to go to, or God knows what. You know, we fly by the seat of our pants around here. All right, y'all. Thanks for stopping in, and we should see you next Thursday with something going on. Peace. Oh, wrong button. That's the Zoom. This is the one I need. All right, later, y'all.